Hey everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am not going to be on here long, but I came on here to say that yesterday I called a sister, a dear friend of mine, and an awesome and a great therapist, Christian therapist, Russo Consulting. I called her and I was telling her how I was feeling about the situation with my mother and how I was overwhelmed and I was just tired and exhausted. And God used her to minister to me about what I was doing. And I had realized it even while talking to her. And I said, I'm overcompensating in the second chance that God has given me. And I'm trying to do things in my own strength, and that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm trying to take on things that I'm not supposed to be taking on. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. And she said to me, why are you, basically what she was saying to me was, why are you overcompensating? You can't go back and fix anything that you didn't do right the first time with your mom that raised you. You can't go back, basically, you can't go back and do that. You can't put that on somebody else. This is a relationship that God is having you begin again and do over with your mother. So you have to start with that right where it is. And she just began to minister some other things to me. And so I was thinking about that as I'm driving on the way to work. And we're in our fall consecration. And all I kept thinking was, how many times when God gives us a second chance, we go overboard and we overcompensate. And so we still end up making a mess of things unknowingly and unwillingly. We're making things harder than what they need to be. We're exhausting ourselves because we're going overboard and overcompensating, when literally the second chance is, if it was a missed relationship or a relationship that didn't work out or didn't go right, or a family dynamic or whatever it is, it's not for you to charge that to whatever your second chance is. It's just for you to know the things that I did wrong in the first relationship or the first time around, I'm doing the opposite of that now. Not overcompensating, I'm just doing the opposite. I'm doing it in a better way. I'm doing it God's way. I am doing it in God's strength and not my own. And I just really never thought about, that's why I'm exhausted, outside of making the different trips, because those are exhausting, that drive, but all the other things that I'm so busy trying to do, that's not my plate, that's not my burden, that's not even what I'm supposed to do. All I'm supposed to do is just be a good daughter and be there and do the opposite of what I did the first time around with my mother that raised me. That's all. But I've been overcompensating, trying to charge all that I didn't do with her to my real mom, that I'm exhausting myself. So how many times when God gives us another chance at things, do we exhaust ourselves because we're overcompensating? We're doing more than what we're required to do, or what God is calling for us to do. I'm just saying. That's what I got as I was driving and on my way to work and thinking about what she said yesterday. And it was like, oh my God, I'm overcompensating. I'm not just physically tired. I'm emotionally tired and exhausted because I'm doing too much. I'm really, really, really overcompensating too much because I'm trying to put on her what I didn't do with my mom that raised me. And I can't do that. First of all, two different people, two different times, two different situations, two different circumstances. So how many times have we done that, or do we do that, and we honestly really just don't know that that's what we're doing? We think, oh yeah, I'm doing this, and oh yeah, I'm doing it because God's giving me a second chance and I'm doing it right. Well, yes and no. Sit down. Take time to take stock. Think about it. Ask God, am I overcompensating? Am I doing too much? Am I doing more than what your requirement is? Am I trying to do it in my own strength? And hey sis, as opposed to allowing God to direct it. And when I tell you that thing really, it blessed me when I was thinking about it on the way into work, and God was dealing with me about, you're doing too much. Yes, I've given you a second chance with a mother-daughter relationship, but you're putting what you didn't do in your 20s toward your real mom now in your 50s, and you can't do that. Because what I'm doing in this situation is I'm giving you the mother-daughter relationship that you all never got the chance to ever get, because she wasn't in a place that she could do that then. And it's like, oh my God. No wonder that not only, as I said, it is physically exhausting having to drive back to back, but I wasn't just physically, I was emotionally and spiritually exhausted, because I'm so busy trying to overcompensate, do it in my own strength, trying to make up for something that I did wrong 3 decades ago that I can't. That's gone. But what I can do is allow God to give me the relationship that He desires for me to have right now with my biological mother, right now in this season. I'm telling you, when you truly, really want to get things right, and you truly want to live the life with God, and you truly want God to purge you and just show you things, God will show you. He will give you what you're asking for, but your your obligation is to accept it and to do the work. That's what you have to do. Accept what He's giving you and do the work. And so I was like, wow, the work that I need to do is, I just got to deal with the relationship that God is giving me with my mother right now, in this season in my life. Because this is the time that He's dedicated for me to have that relationship. This is the time and the season that He has said, okay, yeah, she wasn't there, it didn't work out, that's not how I had it in mind for you, because you needed a spiritual foundation, and you weren't going to get that. You wouldn't have got that with her. So I sent you to the one that would give you the spiritual foundation for whatever I have for you to do in the kingdom. Now that you got that, now you can have the relationship that you need. Why? Because now your mother, she's grown. Her faith is just off the chain. And I mean that sincerely. Totally off the chain. She amazes me. So what she's going through, it ain't just for her, it is for me to build up my faith as I watch her. No matter what the doctors tell her, her word is, I'm in God's hands. That's the best hands that I can be in. God told me this, and that's what I'm believing and standing on, and it doesn't matter what you say. But a lot of times, we're so busy trying to figure out everything. We're trying to do things in our own strength, and we're like, well, no, I can do it this way, I can do it that way. No, you really can't. You have to allow God to direct your path in what you're supposed to be doing and how it is supposed to work. And that is what I am learning. And so I appreciate my sister Rachel for just talking to me yesterday, because this morning God dealt with me and was like, yeah, you trying to do this in your own strength and you can't. You're trying to take 3 decades ago and bring it into this, and that's not what this is about. That situation is done. I forgave you. She forgave you. You're the only one that hasn't truly forgiven yourself. So you got to let that go, forgive yourself, and move on with the second chance of, now let's have a relationship with your biological mother. So I'm just saying that, there are times when God gives us a second chance and we overcompensate because we're trying to take what happened previously where we messed up and bring it into the second chance. And that's not what that's about. It's not about that. What happened in the past is in the past. And there's nothing you can do about it. Learn the lesson and you move on, and you actually do better with the second chance. So anyway, I am doing better with the second chance. And I thank God for the fact that we are getting a relationship and He is building that. And so that's all I really came on here to say, because that's what I was led to do. So hi Prophetess Brown, hi Mama Brown. All right, Shanetta, love you sis, miss you. Gotta get down there and see you in Atlanta sooner or later. But your nephew is working now, which I thank God for that. So I am just so glad that, God is truly opening my eyes and showing me some things that I need to learn and I need to work on so that I can do better in the kingdom, because I have a work to do. And I can't do the work if I'm not ready to do the work. And in order to be ready to do the work, you got to get purged. You got to get clean. You got to let go of some things, because you can't help somebody else if you're still stuck and you're still sick. All right. Love you all. Have a blessed, awesome day.